What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people always ask me, why did the GD rappers take more losses than the BD rappers? In my opinion, it depends on how you look at that, you know? It depends on how you kind of view that from a different standpoint, because in my opinion, I wouldn't say that. I think it's kind of even, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people took a lot of losses. I don't think nobody really won this war. I can't really say the GDs lost more than the BDs, or the BDs even lost more than the GDs, because they both lost innocent people, and they both lost people who deserve to be lost, I guess, if you look at it like that, you know. I don't really think nobody deserved to be lost if you really think about it, but it is some niggas out here that don't really need to be out here. They just monstrous, if that's the word, you know. It's kind of crazy out here, but to be honest with you, I think the BDs kind of got famous in the drill culture faster than a lot of the GD rappers, if you really think about it. And I think a lot of your favorite drill rappers are BDs, and I think that's just because they popped off first. You kind of fell in love with Chief Keef and Lil Durk and G Herbo as they grew in the music industry. They was the first ones to really do it on a big scale, even though we did have like the King Louis and the King Sampsons and, you know, people like that who was doing this music shit like probably earlier, and Dro and Buck 50 and all kind of things like that. I understand that, but I think Keith and them took it to a level that got real big, right? So, you know, we do see them taking a lot of losses. We done seen a lot of their affiliates from O Block, Front Street, Lamron, and all kind of crews that's affiliated with them end up dying. But a lot of people equate the GDs to losing more because they lost maybe a lot more famous people at the time. You get, I'm not saying the BDs didn't. Of course, they lost like King Von, T-Roy, and people like that. Don't get me wrong. Fredo Santana didn't die from gun violence. It was health issues. But it's a lot more people die. But I think when it comes to the BDs, a lot of people sink like FBG Duck at the height of his fame, you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of his homeboys end up getting killed, and then you see a lot of that. So I think they equate like that to losing the war. But you can't forget, you had like the Newskis and Lil Mo's and people from back in the day that was dying too. So I can't really say, you know, one side lost more or one side won war, because a lot of those guys end up losing their life. But I can tell you one thing. I can tell you who lost. In my opinion, like I done said in previous blogs, I think the fans lost, you know, because they no longer got that music anymore, man. You know, it's the dopest artists are no longer here. You know, I think they families lost. I think they mothers lost. I think they kids lost. See, a lot of people don't think about that shit. These kids don't have their dads no more. You know, they done died over a fucking verse. Like, that shit is really, really dangerous. This rap shit is getting more dangerous by the second. We see Fulio, or whatever the fuck his name is. He's singing songs at motherfucking graveyards and shit, you know, for the views. So, you know, this shit get very dangerous. So, when people ask me, why did the GDs take more losses than the BDs or shit like that, I be kind of confused, because unless we watching two different TV shows, you clearly see everybody dying, you know. And it's more than just the BDs and the GDs. I think that's all y'all see on the internet. It's gang wars going on in Chicago that don't involve them. You know, the Moles are in gangs and shit. The Latin Kings are in gang wars, and you know, it's dangerous in Chicago. That's why it's so segregated. The Mexicans were the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans were the Puerto Ricans, Chinatown and Chinatown, Italians were Italians, white people up north, and black people in the ghetto. They don't even got a motherfucker side. They just got it. They in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So this shit get dangerous out here. But in my opinion, nobody won no war. I done said that plenty of times, and I don't think the GDs took more losses. In my opinion, I think it's a tie. You know, I think everybody lost this shit. But